California plans to raise gas taxes to fix its roads and highways. New York becomes the first state to offer free 4-year college to eligible families. The Lakers beat the Minnesota Timberwolves by 1 point in a buzzer beater.
This is Valley View News.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Jeanette Alvarado.
And I'm Yesenia Burgara. As of Monday, 1 child and 2 adults are dead after a gunman opened fire at San Bernardino's North Park Elementary School. San Bernardino Police Chief Jared Borregon is calling the shooting a murder-suicide.
What we understand, without saying anything, armed with a large caliber revolver, opened fire on his wife.
Authorities say the man killed his estranged wife, a special needs teacher. One of her students, 8-year-old Jonathan Martinez, was killed in the crossfire. The shooting began just after 10:30 a.m. The entire school was evacuated. The shooter was identified as 53-year-old Cedric Anderson, who had a criminal history of weapon charges, domestic violence, and possible drug charges.
California state officials have approved a plan to raise gas taxes and vehicle fees. The increase will be used to pay for the repair of the state's roads, highways, and bridges. The state has backlogged over $130 billion in repair and replacement projects throughout the state. California has not seen a gas tax increase in 23 years.
Taxes and fees are going up in California to pay for infrastructure repairs. Valley View News reporter Julia Espinosa has the details.
California's gas tax and license fees are going up. The state legislature passed a $52 billion plan for road repair sponsored by Governor Jerry Brown. California will have the highest gas tax after the governor signs a $52 billion plan for road repair. Potholes, cracks, and broken pavement are prevalent across California. Our crumbling roads, highways, and bridges need repair. The bill will increase the gas tax by 12 cents per gallon and 20 cents on diesel. It will also increase the vehicle registration fee an average of $48 a year, depending on vehicle value.
Well, I think it would be good if it fixes our roads.
However, opponents question where the money is going.
There's no assurance, in my view, that the money that's going to be collected is actually going to be used to fix the roads.
It makes no sense of why raise tax gases when we're already paying our own taxes, our own ways, and I mean they're already making as much as it is with the taxes that is on. Now adding to it is just nonsense.
Valley View reached out to state legislators from the Los Angeles area, but we were unable to get any reaction to the legislation. However, there are constitutional protections to guarantee the revenue raised will only go towards fixing road infrastructure. Experts say bad roads cost an extra 92 hours a year of driving and also cost the average driver about $700 a year. Experts say drivers will end up paying less for a better quality of life.
The legislation will increase gas taxes for the next 10 years in order to fix our damaged infrastructure. The bill is set to go into effect November 1st this year. In Los Angeles, Julia Espinosa, Valley View News.
Students in the state of New York will be eligible for a new scholarship for free tuition beginning in the fall. Governor Andrew Cuomo introduced the plan in January, and lawmakers have agreed to include it in the state budget. The scholarship will only be available for students whose families earn less than $100,000 a year. There's also a requirement for how many credits the student must be enrolled in each year. Governor Cuomo is expected to sign the budget bills.
IRS Commissioner John Koskinen testified last week there had been a hack in the fall. He told the Senate Finance Committee his agency discovered the hackers could use personal data used for FAFSA applications to file false tax returns. Almost 8,000 false tax returns were filed this year, resulting in $30 million worth of refunds.
A father's love for his military son was inspiration for a foundation to help veterans. Valley View News reporter Cynthia Marin talked to Frank Rubalcaba about that love.
2011, my son was in Afghanistan, and we had some issues where he almost didn't come home, and one of his friends did not make it home.
That's when Frank Rubalcaba decided to help veterans get back on their feet, and the Welcome Home Soldier Foundation was born.
As a dad, a military dad, I wanted to do something big.
The foundation is a nonprofit that hosts fundraising events throughout the year to help veterans in several areas, including housing.
Now we do the events to be able to buy distressed hotels and turn them into transitional housing for homeless veterans.
This month, the foundation hosted the Strawberry Tequila Festival in Santa Clarita to host veterans and their families. Guests enjoyed the many perks of the festival: eating, shopping, and dancing the day away to live entertainment.
I love to see everybody's here having a good time. I'm seeing, all age groups, youngsters, old folks.
For the not so young, tequila and beer were available for sale. The Welcome Home Soldier Foundation will host 10 events this year to lend a helping hand to veterans. In Santa Clarita, I'm Cynthia Marin for Valley View News.
The death toll rose to 49 following 2 church bombings in Egypt. The first blast occurred at Palm Sunday service in the town of Tanta. It killed at least 27 and injured 78. In Alexandria, 18 civilians and 4 police officers were killed when a suicide bomber blew himself up outside Coptic church. ISIS claimed responsibility for the attacks and warned of more. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi declared 3 days of nationwide mourning.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is standing by the U.S. missiles attacks, saying there is a high level of confidence that the chemical attacks were carried under the direction of Bashar al-Assad's regime. The United States fired 59 Tomahawk missiles at Syria last week in response to what they believe was a chemical attack that killed more than 100 Syrians. The U.S. military reported that all but 1 missile hit its target and at least 6 people were killed. Officials say the missiles destroyed the Sheraa airfield, including the runway and gas fuel pumps, limiting any further chemical attacks. The Syrian military condemned the attacks, claiming the U.S. violated all international laws without knowing what really happened.
The Central American Studies Department hosted several events last month as part of the CAS Annual Symposium on Migration, Culture, and Memory. Valley View's Cali Landaverde has more on this story.
The symposium kicked off with a screening of a documentary titled Berta Vive. Berta Cáceres was an indigenous Honduran water rights activist who fought to defend the indigenous Lenca people of Honduras before she was murdered in her home. She won the Environmental Goldman Prize for defending the Wakarki River, a river that she and the Lenca people call sacred. Central American Studies professor Beatriz Cortez said the film portrays a common struggle in Latin America.
Fighting to protect their right to have access to the water and their right to protect the rivers from being destroyed by capitalist enterprises. And the rivers, for them, are sacred.
Central American Studies student Benjamin Vivian said the documentary was powerful.
What I liked the most was about how they had a lot of footage of the people organizing together, and also how they had footage of what they were able to preserve. Like how in the ending shot it just showed just the vast picture of the entire river, what they were able to save, and how people were in there coming in and out of it. It was just really, it was one of those moments that it just hits you in the heart.
Students, faculty members, and the rest of the attendees were submerged in Berta Cáceres' life as an activist until the day of her assassination. Reporting for Valley View News, this is Kelly Landaverde.
More goods and people cross the southern border of the U.S. each day than any other border in the world. Many immigrants come to the United States to escape violence in hopes of a better life. But the border also separates families. Here's Valley View News reporter Lexi Wilson reporting at a park where divided families can meet.
Emotions and hopes run high for families at Friendship Park that straddles the border between San Diego, California, and Tijuana, Mexico. This binational park allows families to gather to see each other. But the border and border control agents create a barrier that allows limited touch and controlled interactions. Cesar Bermudez came to the U.S. at 16 years old and raised a family in Long Beach until he was deported.
Tenía 16 años. I was very young.
I was 16 years old because I wanted to move forward and help my parents move forward, because here in Mexico it is very difficult. We are always thinking the other side, but really, when you are over there, it is also difficult to work 2 jobs, and if you don't know English, and if you don't have papers, and if you encounter someone who is racist, it is something difficult.
Si te toca una gente que es racista, es algo difícil.
Friendship Park is open Saturday and Sunday on the U.S. side from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., creating less time for families to meet. Where on the Mexico side of the border, it is open 24/7. We visited the San Diego side when it was supposed to be open. I am currently at the Friendship Circle in Binational Garden, where families come and meet each other from the side of Tijuana and the side of San Diego. Today, it is closed when it's normally open. We asked the Border Patrol how come, and they said because there was supposed to be a rally here today. The next day, we went back to Tijuana. The San Diego side was open. We spoke with TJ resident Guillermo Prince.
La migración per se.
Immigration is a world of circumstances, and most are negative circumstances that go against the deported person in disfavor to the families that are separated because of the deportation in the United States.
A las familias que quedan separadas por causa de la deportación en Estados Unidos.
People from Mexico and Central America cross the border in hopes of a better life and being reunited with their family. In Tijuana, Mexico, I'm Lexi Wilson for Valley View News.
4 inmates were found dead inside the Kirkland Correctional Institution in South Carolina. The men were identified as Jason Kelly, Jimmy Ham, John King, and William Scruggs. The Richland County coroner says the deaths don't appear to be natural. It's not the first time the maximum security prison has experienced violent incidents and deaths. Last year, 3 officers were charged with attempted murder for stabbing an inmate. Authorities have not provided any further details on the cause of death of the inmates.
When we come back, a look inside the Dodgers opener.
And we'll visit a vintage flea market.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Did you make the transfer to Hong Kong for the Emerson project?
I was just about to, but did you see the boss's email? It doesn't look right.
It looked fine to me.
I don't remember him mentioning the Emerson project at our last meeting.
The bank in Hong Kong closes in 15 minutes. Make the transfer.
Yes, sir. It's on the way.
Mr. Jacobs, just transferred the money for the Emerson project.
What Emerson project?
Don't be that guy. Trust but verify.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He knows he's a pretty big deal. How could you not love him?
A suspect posted a part of a standoff with sheriff's deputies on Facebook Live while firing shots at them in Covina. According to the LA County Sheriff's Department, the suspect is 20-year-old Sean Vasquez. Authorities said that when they arrived, he shot a patrol car during the live post. He ran into a nearby home and barricaded himself inside for several hours. No one was injured during the shooting or the barricade. The armed suspect surrendered to SWAT officers after 2 hours. He was booked with assault on a peace officer with a deadly weapon.
A United Airlines passenger was forcibly removed from a flight after he refused to give up his seat. The incident took place after United realized it had overbooked flights and offered compensation to those who would volunteer to leave. After no one took their offer, they selected a passenger and asked him to leave, but he refused. Multiple passengers on the flight from Chicago uploaded videos to Facebook showing the man being picked up from his seat and dragged down the aisle. United Airlines, along with authorities, are investigating the incident.
Now let's go to Nick Torres with the sports report.
Thank you, Yesenia. The Dodgers finished off a 3-game series with the Colorado Rockies last Sunday. We start at the top of the first inning. Dodgers third baseman Justin Turner drives in 2 runs with this hit. Second inning, Corey Seager makes it 3-0 with his solo shot to center field. Bottom of the third, Colorado's Charlie Blackmon hits a 2-run homer to make the Dodgers up 2. Bottom of the fifth, Dodgers up 5-2. Colorado's Gerardo Parra drives in 2 runs with this base hit. Top of the seventh, Dodgers up 8-4. Jock Peterson drives in another Dodgers run. The Dodgers go on to beat the Rockies 10-6. The Los Angeles Lakers and Minnesota Timberwolves squared off for the 4th and final time of the season last Sunday night. Second quarter, Lakers up 8. D'Angelo Russell drives and scores. Second quarter, Minnesota's Gorgie Dieng finds a cutting Karl Anthony Towns for the slam dunk to bring the Wolves within 2 points. Third quarter, Russell finds Larry Nance Jr. for the slam dunk. Lakers up 7. Fourth quarter, game tied. Tyler Ennis finds Metta World Peace for this 3-pointer. A couple possessions later, Towns hits a 3-pointer to give the Wolves a 2-point lead. 16 seconds remaining, the Wolves up 2. Nance Jr. blocks Rubio's layup attempt, and Russell scoops up the ball and finds Metta World Peace for the 3. He misses it, but Randall secures the rebound and finds Russell for the game-winning 3-pointer. The Lakers win 110-109. Oklahoma City Thunder guard Russell Westbrook has become the all-time leader in triple-doubles in a season. He broke the record against the Denver Nuggets last Sunday. Second quarter, Westbrook hits a 3-pointer to pull the Thunder within 2 points. Third quarter, Nuggets up 9. Westbrook finds Enes Kanter for the layup. With the Thunder trailing by 13 points, Westbrook finds Semaj Kristen for the 3-pointer. Now with the Thunder trailing by 2, Westbrook hits a 3-pointer to win the game for OKC. Westbrook finished with 50 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 assists. The CSUN baseball team beats UC Santa Barbara 10-8 last Sunday. Junior Nolan Bumstead hit a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th. He finished the day going 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Matadors pitcher Connor O'Neill picked up the win out of the bullpen. A yearly Dodger fan tradition continues at Elysian Park early this month. The opening day celebration was held under tight security conditions. Yesenia Brigada has the story.
The Dodgers kicked off their 60th season in Los Angeles, and the capacity crowd was there for opening day. Many fans have made it a tradition to gather at Elysian Park every year to celebrate the Dodger opener. Raul Cabral Avalos has been attending for 10 years.
What keeps bringing me back is the environment. I mean, like all of the Latino community that's right here. I mean, even though we're outside of the main gates, like people who don't have tickets or want to have tickets, they come here to enjoy themselves and to celebrate our unity as Dodger fans.
The celebration consists of live music and plenty of food. This year, the attendance at the park was low compared to prior years. One reason police have beefed up patrol and made more restrictions was because of the assault on San Francisco fan Brian Stowe 6 years ago. Newton Police Sergeant Ernie Berry.
Things are operating smoothly. Compared to other years, ever since the Brian Stowe incident, the public, everybody's aware of what happened that day. Overall, the message has gotten across. People are much more peaceful now at the event.
Luis Ramon says he is not happy with the heavy police presence. However, he says he does feel safe and is optimistic about Dodger baseball.
I'm tired of the division title t-shirts. I want a world championship t-shirt.
Like Ramon, ticket holders make their way to the stadium in hopes for a win and look forward to a World Series title.
Whether you're out here to catch fly ball out of the stadium or celebrate a new season of Dodger baseball, you're sure to find some excitement. In Los Angeles, I'm Yesenia Brigada with Valley V News.
That's all for sports. Now back to you.
Antique and vintage shoppers don't have to travel far to get their collectibles. Valley View's Nicholas Torres shows us there's good stuff close to home.
What you're hearing is the sounds of the Topanga Vintage Flea Market.
Every fourth Sunday of each month, over 160 antique and vintage vendors gather at Pierce College to sell their collectibles. Patrice Curedale is a co-founder of the market.
It's not as big, and the parking is easy, and our vendors, everyone says, oh, everyone there is so friendly, and then the vendors tell us that all the shoppers are so nice and so friendly, so I think it just has a more laid-back vibe, but it still has all of like very high-quality vintage and antiques.
Being an artist herself, Curedale wanted to make sure that local artisans were given a platform to showcase their work. This vendor's products, musical instruments from around the world, represent her childhood.
My mom is a teacher, my sister is a teacher, and we just had music in our family, so we just embraced music at a young age, and the art is just so important for all ages.
She says the families and people that attend the market bring an energy that fits well with her products. A couple of food trucks are on hand to offer a bite to eat for hungry customers. Curedale says she would like to expand to more trucks in the future.
We don't really get that much of in the valley compared to like downtown and stuff.
I like that it's so many different types of items. Yeah, there's a big variety from old, like as old as me, or newer, like shabby chic kind of stuff. And so it's kind of like a living Pinterest.
The market is a great way to add to a vintage collection, find a little home decor, and spend a beautiful Sunday afternoon. In Woodland Hills, for Valley View, I'm Nicholas Torres.
After the break, we'll tell you the nominees for the 2017 Billboard Awards.
And a kite festival in Santa Monica.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft. To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Did you make the transfer to Hong Kong for the Emerson project?
I was just about to, but did you see the boss's email? It doesn't look right.
It looked fine to me.
I don't remember him mentioning the Emerson project at our last meeting.
The bank in Hong Kong closes in 15 minutes. Make the transfer.
Yes, sir. It's on the way.
Mr. Jacobs, just transferred the money for the Emerson project.
What Emerson project?
Don't be that guy. Trust but verify.
A pre-washed salad company is recalling its containers after a bat is found dead inside one in Florida. Fresh Express's organic market spring mix salads were distributed to stores only in southeast states. 2 people said they ate the salad before they found the bat remains inside. Officials say both were tested for rabies. Fresh Express says refunds will be given to those who purchase the product, and people are advised to throw any packages away. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is still investigating the issue. Now let's go to Cynthia Marin for entertainment.
Thank you. Former One Direction member Harry Styles has debuted his new single, Sign of the Times. The single was released last week and charted number 29 on Billboard. Fans say the new song is off to a good start because of its darkness and moody rock sound. Fans took to Twitter to share their appreciation. Saturday Night Live returned after a 3-week break, mocking both President Trump and Fox News host Bill O'Reilly. SNL's Alec Baldwin played both roles. The skit focused on O'Reilly's sexual harassment scandal.
I actually see a lot of myself in you, Bill.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for coming to my defense last week, even though no one asked you to. And you even went as far as saying, quote, Bill O'Reilly did nothing wrong.
That's correct.
And that's based upon
hunch, just a loose hunch.
The skit has been viewed more than 4.5 million times. The nominees for this year's Billboard Music Awards were announced last week. Adele, Beyonce, Guns N' Roses, and Luke Bryan are among those nominated. This year, Drake and the Chainsmokers are leading the way with 22 nominations each. Drake was also nominated for Top Male Artist and Top Billboard 200 Artist. The Billboard Music Awards will air on ABC next month. Kardashian fans rejoice. A new spin-off of the popular family reality show will be coming to E! But this time, the show will focus on the youngest of the clan, Kylie Jenner, who is 19. It will document Jenner's professional and personal life. Jenner says the show will allow her to give fans a peek inside all of the exciting things she is working on now. Life of Kylie will premiere this summer. That's all for entertainment. Now back to you.
A girl with no hair wins a hair competition. 7-year-old Gianessa Ride lost all of her hair this year due to a rare autoimmune disease called alopecia. For Gianessa's annual Crazy Hair Day at her Utah school, she got creative. The girl and her mother decorated her head with jewel stickers. Her head bling easily won the competition. The dermatologist told the family that Gianessa will never grow her hair back. Her family says she is still living life to the fullest.
Otis College of Art and Design hosted its 6th annual Kite Festival by the Santa Monica Pier. As Valley View News reporter Flor Tolentino shows us, kites dominated the day.
Hundreds of kite makers showcase their work in a so-called gallery in the sky from all the kites that will be in the air. The sky was filled with kites of all shapes and sizes. The director of the event, Richard Shelton, describes what the Kite Festival is all about.
And the Kite Festival is sort of Otis's way to give back to the community. So we have, we fly in kite artists from all over the country to fly their big kites.
People can stroll around the Santa Monica Pier and view the kites. Kite artist Ron Gibeon.
There's a huge variety. I mean, I've gone the gamut, of kite making, whether it's flat and bowed kites, 3-dimensional pieces.
Winchi Lee traveled a long way to see the kites.
I'm from northeastern part of China. We also have Kite Festival because it's just people like the sports with the kites. But I like the design. It's very unique here.
All attendees were welcome to join the fun and create their own kite using a kite kit supplied by Otis College. Otis College was able to provide materials for participants to create up to 3,000 kites.
It was a sea of kites on this sunny day where people of all ages came to fly their kites. In Santa Monica, Flor Tolentino, Valley View News.
That looks like a lot of fun.
Thank you for watching Valley View News. I'm Jeanette Alvarado.
And I'm Yesenia Burgara.